Oh, Jesus. This is so confusing. I'm not reading out a lot of really confusing stuff. I want you to know that.
Okay.
Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy. I'm Jeff Ekman.
And I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go, Season 5, Episode 2.
Yeah, we're slowly churning our way through this game.
We're going to not figure this out for a little bit, and then start making forward progress before the end of this episode.
Even so, you can only move at the pace of Final Fantasy II, which is not very fast.
Yeah, you go at like the pace of the slowest person in your group when you're on a hike.
Yeah.
The slowest person in this group is Final Fantasy II, and it's going to be dragging us down the whole way. So yeah, there's no reason to drag this out. You guys waited a week. Let's get going.
Unless we got hacked and all the episodes leaked.
Oh man.
We didn't. I don't know what. Just
That would be nuts. All right. Assuming you haven't heard it before, here's episode 2. Well, save first. If intelligence goes down again, I'm going to look that up.
No one else's intelligence goes down.
God, immediately I feel that there's no forward progress in this story.
No, we're gonna bleed for every single story beat.
Well, like, as it started, you were like, well, this is an actual cutscene, and then it's like, do this for hours and hours until you get your next character, even?
It seems like we gotta clear out this town, and we're like not even close.
That's fucking brutal, man. That captain was out of control. The thing is, as we've mentioned, we haven't talked to the princess a second time, who was the first person that we talked to in the entire game. So that's where our roadblock is right now. I'm now resigned to what your plan was of like, let's just go get everything.
You have no other choice.
Well, you're right. You're right.
I'm so glad I was wrong about this. There is just a trick we haven't found.
But that whiz ogre wasted us like so fast relative to these hornets.
Well, he's up there in that blue field. So
I know,
that
but
area...
like these hornets suck. Like they're not giving us enough HP or XP. I don't know.
The thing is, Jeff, those hornets aren't giving us any XP.
Right.
XP isn't a thing in this game. You can fight fights and gain nothing. You can fight fights and you can lose attributes.
I can't believe it. Whatever.
Oh, JoJo has 10 spell slots now.
That's good. So she leveled up her MP. You know, when a hornet stings you, you don't get like poison. You get like a
Well, I
sting.
don't think these are just hornets.
You
Like,
know,
look how big they are.
Shut up. Either they call them hornets, they must be hornets.
They must be exactly the same as hornets we have. Fucking, like, the more I miss, do I get better at missing? Is that what's going on?
You miss the more you miss. We should check out our stats. So like we did at one point in the first game, we open up and look at our character's detailed stats, which is pretty confusing to look at first. It is 1 to 70% chance. So anywhere between 1 and 70%.
What does that mean?
At best case scenario, you have a 70% chance of hitting him?
Or is our hit percent at level 1, which is a 70% chance?
Oh, that now would make more sense. Because if you told me you were hitting 7 out of 10 times, we were just getting pretty unlucky with him, I would buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been keeping data.
Look at these weapon skills. So I think he can hold a javelin, and he'll level up how good he is at javelin.
Oh, no!
He's leveled up sword to 90, whatever that means.
He only gets sword.
And buckler.
Man, I don't like it.
You don't like
I
it?
don't like it.
You don't like that you can level up everybody's weapon in different weapon types?
No. I think what this podcast has done, Jeff, is I don't like video games anymore. Like, I don't
You
like
loved
it.
7.
I did love 7.
You don't like FF1, and we're back to playing FF1 again,
I know.
is really what it is. We played FF1, we decided we didn't like it.
But even at home, I'll be like, oh, I've got some free time, maybe I'll play a video game. And then I just
And then you're just
immediately
like,
kind of feel bad, and I'm like,
You still play a ton of Destiny.
I did for about a week.
Alright.
I can't muster the same enthusiasm
Well, we're only...
Feels like I should be doing something else, but I don't know what that is.
You ever just get that vague sense that something isn't right? Like you're not doing what you should be, but you can't conceive really of what the right thing is.
So you just keep doing what you've been doing?
Yeah, or you just playing video games and you look around and you're like, this is not a beautiful house. I do not have a beautiful wife. How did I get here?
How did I get
here?
We're only like a little over an hour into this.
I know.
Is there some quest associated with this thief guy, do you think?
I bet he'll turn up later.
You just think he's gonna turn up later?
It seems like he's a character.
You don't think he's Lions in disguise?
I think Lions is at that pub.
Yeah.
Alright, so I just bought fire.
Great. Maybe that'll raise her intelligence. Who knows what the fuck would.
Well, now she can use magic.
Wait, does she not get more intelligent when she's reading these books?
No.
These tomes?
No.
Man, this game started with a cutscene and I was like, sweet, let's go get lions and like, we're gonna do an adventure. For a second I was like, we're gonna be reading so much text.
No, there's gonna be almost none. Like, we got to that second town and it immediately became the Empire. They're bad. Everyone has the same shit to say.
Yeah. You wanna go to the defense shop?
I don't know if we have... we can buy something. What should we get? Leather helmet?
Yeah, I think so.
Who should have it?
Dave?
Sure.
Yeah, we're an hour and change in, and I feel like nothing has happened, and I feel like all that we have ahead of us for many hours is also nothing.
Well, I'm gonna walk back to this other town, and then when I get there, I'm gonna buy one more piece of armor for
And then you're
somebody.
gonna walk back to
and I'm
this
gonna
town.
walk back to this town.
Buy another piece of armor, hopefully.
Well, and that's not even counting all of the...
Wait, somebody's just leveling
their
up.
Swords,
We just
their
leveled up.
weapons all leveled up.
The weapons did.
Yes, or their ability to use that type of weapon?
Might be that.
I'm...
It might be that, because we were at like 90 for those weapons, right?
Yeah.
Maybe when they hit 100.
Oh, maybe
you level
100 as
to
it levels up, yeah.
I mean, there's no way to know.
I mean, and I only bought fire.
I want to read just like a translation of the fucking basic ass booklet that came with this game. I'm gonna look up the guide. I think I'm gonna try like not to read it.
Yeah, I think we should try to learn how the mechanics work. And I mean, what spoilers really
Right.
like
Exactly.
are we gonna find?
Guides.gamescorner.net. FF2 is a difficult game with some very obscure mechanics that make it more frustrating than it should be.
Great.
I don't think that was from the guide, but that is stated on this website. You'll definitely want to check out the party planning and game systems guides before trying to tackle this game. It pays to understand what the magic penalty is. The magic
That's
penalty?
gotta be what it is for not using magic. We're
And
getting
when
penalized.
you should worry about it. Jesus.
Yeah, that's gotta be what that is.
So I can look at like the step-by-step breakdown of the game's events, dungeons, and plot points. I don't want to look at that. That's a lot
No,
for
just
it. But the
find
party
it.
planning and the game systems.
Yeah, go look at that.
We very quickly decide that we're going to look at all of the guide.
Right, but I'm going to put the walkthrough at the end. Like, first I'm going to check out, like, how everything works and what the party planning is.
And by the time you're done with that, you're going to be like, let's just read what to do next.
The standard setup is to give one character white magic, one character black magic, and leave the other as a fighter. So we've already blown it.
Yeah. Well, somewhat. We can course correct.
It's a viable option to give one character all main spellcasting duties, though since any given character can only learn 16 of the 40 spells in this game,
Oh, wow. That doesn't sound very viable at all.
this requires some tough choices. One spellcaster of each type is the simplest method to make work. FF2 has a few system quirks that aren't mentioned anywhere, which unfortunately prevent some of the more interesting party ideas you've no doubt imagined in a game with such an open-ended leveling system. The problem is that most weapons and armor have a harsh magic penalty, which is applied to the accuracy of all spells. While some spells still have some effect even if they miss, especially damage spells, the long and the short of it is you don't want your spellcasters to have any more magic penalty than they have to. This means no heavy armor, no shields, and few weapon options. So I think they're being like,
Wow.
they're trying to be like, if you're a spellcaster, you can't wear any heavy shit, you should just be like a sorcerer with like a robe and a staff, kind of idea.
Okay.
I think is like their concept.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Other than reading that somewhere, there's no way you would know that.
No, and I think it is the same as the first one where there was a guide that came with it that hopefully
I hope
told
it's
you
all
that
in the
shit.
instruction booklet.
I
but
hope
it's-
they've got a detailed walkthrough too to tell you exactly what you need to do in it.
Well, right, because in the first one, I remember our monk wasn't doing damage because he's supposed to be unarmed, and we didn't
exactly.
know that. And so, having that experience behind us, we're just going to, like, read as much as we can to try to understand how this works.
It's a complicated game.
Well, just like the monk, you know, we were like, we want him to be unarmed.
That was amazing when we found out that we needed to take all his clothes off.
Yeah.
There are a few tricks to minimize your magic penalty, but in the long run, any given character is either going to be a spellcaster or a fighter, but usually not both at once.
Fuck!
It's worth noting that the magic penalty doesn't apply outside of combat, so having your main fighter learn useful out-of-combat spells like Cure, Life, Teleport, and Asuna is a good idea.
Okay.
I can't even understand what it's trying to tell me, because it hasn't explained to me what the magic penalty is.
Well, I mean, as you just read, the magic penalty means that it decreases the accuracy of spells.
Mm-hmm.
But the way this is written is not necessarily as like a beginner's guide.
Well, yeah, that went way over my head for some reason.
Yeah, we're just like this is all kind of washing over us, and not a lot of it.
And we're like, what is the magic penalty? When it did tell us that it's like it affects how effective your spells are. Really,
I think basically we just glean the knowledge that only Slam should be wearing any armor, basically, and just don't buy shit for everyone else.
Yeah. Because of FF2's flexible leveling system where you get good at whatever you do most, you can realistically fit any character to any role. The only suggestion I would make is to make Maria your black mage,
Okay.
since she has the highest intelligence score.
But her intelligence has been dropping like crazy.
What? Fuck.
Oh, we might be really fucked, man. This is gonna get crazy. That's why it was going down, was I wasn't using black magic. And she was already above, like, the baseline.
I think it's saying Slam is stronger and tougher than David,
Yeah, Slam seems like the obvious fighter.
but
He just-
less agile, making him the obvious choice for your fight.
Yeah.
But this guy's like, but David looks like the fighter, so...
He does, and he comes with a shield.
The game has a use it or lose it kind of attitude. So like JoJo right now has high intelligence, but she's not using
start you with it.
she's not using magic in every fight, which means that her intelligence is dropping.
But how did she get that intelligence in the first place, I guess?
They start her with stats where she's better as a mage.
But she had no magic at the beginning. They didn't even start, she had no magic.
I'm getting there too, because they start each of these characters with sort of a loadout to try to suggest to you what role to put them in.
Mm-hmm.
Like your main
It's
dude,
misleading.
Your main dude, David, is set up to be like a warrior.
Yeah.
And we're being told by the guide that's actually a bad idea.
Yeah,
he makes a
'cause
better
Slam
mage.
is, and yeah, he should be your white mage.
Yeah, it's just like the fact that the game starts you with suboptimal loadouts for the characters is crazy.
Fuck these people who made this fucking game already. Fuck. Like, now I'm sitting here going like, okay, so we gotta save up for another cure to give it to our guy, and we gotta take all his equipment off.
Yeah. So we're gonna make David our white mage,
Yeah.
and we're gonna make Maria or JoJo.
JoJo is our black mage.
Black mage.
Oh, and I'm making like no money in these fights.
I know.
Living
That's
the
why I'm like,
shitty
at
life-
some point you gotta go kill that ogre.
Shitty life of a shitty witcher.
Toss a coin to your witcher, you know? Valley of Plenty.
I am a little confused, like, you know.
Oh shit. Maria JoJo starts in the back row. Though due to a bug, she is back in the front by the time the game really starts. And it has high intelligence, making her an obvious black mage. But she also starts with a bow, which is the worst possible weapon type, though not as bad as a weapon shield combo for spellcasters, so be careful. Get this bow off of this bitch.
We've got to
Take her
buy.
bow away.
We have to buy all new everything for everyone because they started us with stuff that's bad for what they should do.
This is insane. Okay, you may think that leveling doesn't apply to a game without levels, but you'd be mistaken. Okay, Brian.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy II can be brutally difficult, God damn, I hate hearing that. And you need to keep your characters in tip-top shape to make it through. We're gonna be barely hanging on this whole game, aren't we?
This is gonna take us forever.
Hard.
Yeah, this is gonna be... It's gonna be... My guess is, like... So back...
We're gonna do a dungeon at some point.
In this age of NES games, the sequels that they didn't release in the States were always
Mario
like
Lost
crazy
Levels.
harder.
I played Mario Lost Levels. I've beaten it. It was the hardest gaming experience except for maybe
I didn't get far. I just remember that game doesn't even really look like a real Mario game because it looks like a fucking mod because it's just the craziest jumps.
That game looks exactly like... It's the same assets of the original.
Yeah, I know, but the way the levels are designed is just like...
it's full of invisible boxes in places where... It was specifically built for people who figured out how to run through levels, and like, they would just put invisible boxes that would fuck up. It was insane, but they were mean in Lost Levels. I do think the comparison between this and Lost Levels is an apt one for a bunch of reasons, not the least of which is that neither of them came out in America until later because they were like, America's not ready for this hardcore shit.
Yeah.
And they were right.
Back then, game design hadn't gone that far yet, and it seems like they had in their minds, like, the same but harder.
Right. Rather than the same,
although this
but
one,
better. Just
to make an argument against the comparison, this one would be like if in Mario they were like, this game isn't about jumping now. It's not about, you know what I mean? Like, instead of leveling up, you're like, ugh.
What if in Mario, the more you jumped, the better you got at jumping?
What if you had to get better? You had to
at
jump more, so you spend the whole first part just jumping, even though you don't need to jump. You really want to get in 1,000 jumps before you leave the first level.
Yeah,
that way you don't have to like jump a lot just to jump.
Then you'll be
for a while.
Scaling the jump at least like normally, but then there's like this part halfway through where you're going to want to go to this one area and jump.
Throughout this game, we do the equivalent of every now and then stopping to jump for an hour or two.
Were you headed back to town too, or?
I'm just walking around.
You're just walking around.
Like, the stuff we need is so expensive, I'm just gonna get, like...
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get a lot of money. Like, I'm not even gonna do it piecemeal, I'm gonna get a ton, and... I think beating
Things are so weak. Is there no intermediary between this
it doesn't seem
and the
like
fucking
it.
insane bullshit
It doesn't
we've been running
seem
into?
like it, no. Do you know what this leveling system means? It means how you know in most of these games you just default to just hitting A through random battles. It means that every input matters. Every single one.
Yep. I mean, they usually, you're right, in this era of NES, the sequels were like hardcore.
Yeah, because they were like, the fans
people,
loved it.
Fans, and
We
they
should
want
give
like a
them,
real
like,
challenge for two.
By the time they got to 7, they were like, you should be able to walk through these. Like, if you want to, you should be able to just walk in a straight line and get to the end.
Yeah. As I was saying, you may think that leveling doesn't apply to a game without levels, but you would be mistaken. As for what type of weapon to use, that's up to you. I would avoid knives and staves, as they aren't generally powerful, and you'll likely have your spellcasters using them.
Okay, we want stabs and knives.
Yeah. Bows are also out, since you want this character to be taking hits, not hiding out in the back row. So who the fuck are bows for?
It sounds like they built this game in a way where, like, it's all fucked.
Every other weapon type is perfectly viable, however, and it's a good idea to train with multiple weapons. Okay.
Jesus.
In the long run, swords are best, but there are significant parts of the game where it will pay to have other weapon skills leveled. What I don't like is how little movement we've made at all.
We gotta set up our party.
I know, we gotta... As for armor, things are a bit more involved. A quick examination of the armor list reveals that body armor follows a very strange pattern. You'll find that certain pieces of armor, such as the bronze armor, are statistically similar to cuirass type armor.
Wait, but a cuirass is just a type of...
I don't know what a cuirass is. Yeah, it's not like a material.
It's not a material, no, it's...
The only hitch is that some believe wearing heavy armor causes your strength to rise faster. Some believe? That's not a thing we know? We're not sure whether heavy armor causes your strength to rise faster.
They're not sure.
Some believe it.
People are saying.
People are saying. I have anecdotal evidence that supports this theory, but hard tests imply that it is not true. That's where we're at with this. That's what the guide is saying. I wish people could see the face you're making.
Man,
There are two basic styles of frontline fighter, the evasion fighter and the defense fighter. As a general rule, evasion is better.
Okay.
So shield is good for evasion, but we can't have it on David because shields are bad for magic shit and he's gonna be our white mage.
Yeah, I already gave the shield to Slam. But Slam's using an axe, but swords are best? I mean, we gotta get these people good at multiple types of weapons. Good job, Squaresoft.
This might not be a fun game.
I've been saying that for weeks.
It's not necessarily a fun game, but also I feel like reading this guide right now is like freaking us out in a way.
We're so intimidated by what it's saying.
We're getting hung up on like everything.
We still don't know that there's just something we missed.
We just don't know the next thing to do.
Oh, I think I also just remembered from like years ago hearing that, is this the one with the super bleak story?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like... Okay, so...
You want to get her a helmet?
No.
Or should she not have a helmet?
I don't know. That guide didn't really answer that question.
No, I mean, it might actually when I get further in it.
Okay.
Alright, the major consideration with any spellcaster is their armor. Very few armor pieces have a low enough magic penalty to be worth using. You catching that?
Yeah, so leather helmet is fine.
And gloves. Though going unarmed is even better.
Dude, I think it might take us like 4 hours just to get equipped.
I think you're right. The healing staff is deadly against undead.
Cool.
Bows are another weapon option, especially for spellcasters in the back row, but they're tricky to use. They all have a massive magic penalty of 70.
Well, then they're not good options.
But only when actually held. What?
Fuck off. Fuck off.
What does that mean?
I can't even understand that.
This guide should just come out and say there are no good options because it contradicts itself every other paragraph.
Yeah, there is no preferred way
it's
to
like
do it.
bows are bad for magic casters because they have a magic penalty, but every other weapon is bad for them too. So bows are kind of good because they don't have to be in the front row because they can't wear armor.
It can be useful.
Like if I put it in the item? If I put that in item, maybe?
Switching to it only when attacking and removing it when casting spells? Like in battle? What are they talking about?
Well, I seem to remember in the first one you could go in and change what you had equipped in battle.
I remember that. That was crazy. My smile is turning into a frown, Ryan.
Turn that smile upside down.
Because it's a Final Fantasy too. The question of which row to put your spellcasters in is interesting.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's interesting.
Just tell us what row.
By the end of the game, they should most definitely be in the back row since they have no need to attack.
What we start to realize is that this is such a deep cut of a Final Fantasy game that all of the guides for it assume that you're here to like tease out the possibilities rather than just be told like what the best thing to do is.
There's no like proper guide.
Well, it's almost like this guide wants you to have a discussion with it. Like it's written by someone who's been dying to just like they have so much to talk about Final Fantasy 2, but nobody can talk to them about it. So they wrote this like crazy thing that includes things like some people believe that wearing heavy armor, like I anecdotally believe this, but the science doesn't support me. But like, it's just nuts.
Oh, this game's gonna be so hard all throughout it. Like, absolutely nothing is gonna be easy in this game.
No, it's gonna be brutal as fuck.
It's gonna be like the only really hard Final Fantasy game.
Final Fantasy 1 was really hard.
Yeah, but this is gonna be like really hard.
I think this one will be much harder, yeah. God, I'm already forgetting to use her magic instead of fighting, like...
However, you may not want to put your spellcasters in the back right from the start. And you'll want them to get a hit a few times to build up their HP from starting levels. So don't hesitate to move them to the back when you can.
She's been hit a ton, and she still only has 30 hit points.
I don't know.
I'm gonna start punching her. David's fucking intelligence is dropping.
You can create a sort of hybrid character if you're so inclined. I don't even need to read this. Like, fuck this. Like, let me get to the other shit. So with a little time and a little hard work,
Yeah, if you just grind it out.
you can do anything. I want to get out of this area. So the game systems breakdown. Final Fantasy II is in many ways more complex game than the original Final Fantasy. Fortunately, while there are many more mechanics in this game than its predecessor, the basic action resolution system uses true percentages, which makes the numbers much easier to understand. I'm starting to get hungry. We should talk about lunch.
Yeah, what should we eat?
I could get some kind of sandwich.
We could run to GML's or Jersey Mike's.
Could also get Mike's delivered.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like right there.
You're saying that you want to like take a break from this and not have this be relentless? And
I wouldn't mind, but I mean, it is early on.
So just to be clear, we haven't left the first area at all.
yeah, we still haven't figured out what we need to do. We are just walking back and forth and I guess leveling because we figure we got to get past that Whiz Ogre area.
I know,
guess.
we've kind of resigned ourselves to thinking that we've got to go up like 15 levels right here just to progress.
And there's a Jersey Mike's like literally 2 minutes down the street from me, and I'm going like, we can get it delivered so that we cannot stop playing this.
Oh my god. We have no money.
I know.
We have no money. I'm just gonna explore to them. Get over here!
Come. Fucking airship. I keep getting distracted by the airship every time that it flies over, and I'm just like, I want to know, where are you? What are you doing?
We'll soon learn what it is, but it is pretty distracting.
Once you understand the basic count percent mechanic, the system is relatively simple. An attacker gets some number of attacks, and each has a success rate equal to its accuracy. The total is his maximum number of hits the attacker can make on that attack. The defender then rolls some number of evasion chances, each with a success rate equal to its evasion rate. Look at these rats. Where did where rats
wandering
come from?
into new territory.
Ooh, exciting.
We might be kind of fucked.
We can take on some were rats. I bet these guys will pay out.
If I can win this.
If you can win this. Fuck. So much missing. There you go, you killed one.
Oh yeah, it's a used potions. You gotta have them
You gotta have...
equipped.
That's bananas!
Yeah. But I
Fuck.
do think this is like where we're trying to go, is north of that castle. 'Cause
Yeah.
those guards were so much higher than this.
For people who know what we're supposed to do, we're gonna get there.
I'm just wrong. This game is just designed in a more complex way than I'm ready for. Like, you know, you're going to be revisiting this area. When
You gotta
you're higher
talk to
level
people
later.
multiple times.
You got to talk multiple times to people. You got to learn. You got to say. You got to item.
The 3 pillars. And then we gotta get a canoe and go across a lake. This is gonna take forever.
Yeah, I don't foresee this only taking 30 hours.
There's no way.
You know, like, because of how it's fucking
What is
made.
there gonna be 3 dungeons in this game?
I don't know.
So we game over again, trying to head north. Well, don't go up there.
Fucking shit. We, like, can't even fight harder stuff. Like,
That's what I want to find something better than a hornet. I was getting really frustrated with the fact that, like, the way it seemed to be working. Yeah, go explore to the down to the left around here. Maybe there's something.
no, this is all the same.
Really?
Yeah. But, like, I still don't fully understand how the leveling, like...
Well, after reading that guide, which starts off by saying, like, I'm going to be not complicated and tell you what you need to know, and then immediately goes, like, percentages in this game are true percentages,
Yeah.
which blah, blah, blah. You're like, oh my god, this is what I need to know just to play the game?
Just some basic knowledge. What are you
Like, those
doing?
rats
Sid,
had,
get
like-
down here. It's a fucking airship.
Those rats had, like, you know, I think, like, probably 150 HP or something.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what a shitty way to start a game.
This sucks.
This is unbelievably crappy.
I hate this. I hate this a lot more than I expected to. Like, quicker than I
Oh,
expected
fire
to.
leveled up, so now it takes more MP. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, you leveled it up, man.
I mean, unless I'm missing something and there's some place we're supposed to go before.
I can't find. I mean, we've been walking around. You've been exploring the whole area.
Yeah.
And we found the town and we found Ogreland, and we're not ready for either of them. Punch yourself in the face, you shit.
I've been doing that at work. See, she's already 47. I've punched her twice.
Hey, all right. When you have nothing held in either hand, you gain the benefits of fighting unarmed. That's like some kind of Zen shit.
What? What the fuck are these?
You ran into a new area.
Yeah, getting bored of making literally no progress, I walked slightly further west than normal and am immediately killed by werewolves.
Werewolves.
What are these things? Bear monsters? Where?
I don't know. I was
Were
just
you in a new area?
nondescript field.
Oh, God. This fucking stinks. This stinks so fast. Okay, finally, the leveling mechanics. Talk to me, I hope. Skill advancement is much better understood mechanically, though the general theory behind statistical advancement is simple enough. Stop saying shit like that! Oh, dude. If you're poisoned at the end of battle, you don't advance your skill or statistics at all. So you have to heal yourself before the end of battle.
This is a really important point that we are going to forget a couple of times.
Well, we forget it, but like even if we had it in mind, it's not practical to be able to heal people's statuses in battle. It's just like one more thorn that the game is jamming into your foot
That one's
as
a
you're
big
trying
one,
to
though.
walk around because
That
it's in your face constantly. You're constantly ending hard fights, going like, and we gained nothing because everyone was poisoned. Like it sucks.
But antidotes are 200.
Every battle has a rank associated with it, which determines how quickly your skills increase. This rank is equal to the lowest rank of any monster involved in the combat. So if you're in there with like a fucking whiz ogre or some shit,
Okay,
then
so-
these werewolves.
So there is a place to the south we haven't explored, but we're blocked by whiz-ogres and were-rats to the north and werewolves to the south. Like, we can't fight these things. Like, we're not even in the same...
fucking
like,
shit. It's dead.
This is like 10 feet outside of
I
town.
don't know, man. I know.
Man, this whole game, this is what I was dreading, is this whole game's gonna be the equivalent of being in the fucking Gelnica for 30 hours. Like, it's gonna be that, like, immediately after doing that. The fates. They're mysterious, Jeff.
This sucks. This sucks hard. This sucks real hard.
The fates aren't actually all that mysterious, as long as you know that they're just coming back to make sure the plot happens the same way it did the first time. Lures! No more lures! No more! Fate's not that mysterious, it's just bullshit.
I mean, if you get like a hornet in there with like a bunch of big dudes, like you get hornets level experience. We cannot pass this circle until we level up more.
You know what? I gotta bring over some, like, free weights or something, because I can't, like...
Yeah.
I can't lose my health to this shit. Like, this is gonna be so long.
I said that as though I was in like great shape or something, and this was gonna be what made me out of
broke
shape.
you? Yeah.
Like God, man, like I worked all summer to get to get this winter body. I guess that's my Freudian slip.
Yeah, there you go.
Man, I wasted all summer not going to the beach and playing Final Fantasy to get this winter body.
The winter body is totally what I'm working on all summer, for sure.
So that I can be inside and warm and extra cuddly when it's cold outside.
I mean, I can bet you that werewolf fight has a much higher rank than these fucking leg eaters.
Well, no shit.
So if you can ambush some werewolves and kick their ass somehow.
I mean, like, the amount of money we're making, we can't even get all the spells. I have, like, almost 300 gold. The last thing I bought, like, you were starting to read this stuff.
I know. That was a very long time ago.
What is his advice about leveling? Has he gotten there yet, or is he being a fucking pedant and explaining percentages? I just need to know the basics of how it works.
Look, you don't want to know that most advancement formulas have a starting point based on the rank of the battle minus the current level of the skill plus...
I don't give a fuck about that. This is like a game that Final Fantasy scholars, like, study, isn't it? Like, this is like an anomaly that's unknown and frightening. Like, they don't even have...
I mean, don't you want to know the basic formula for skill advancement? Because it is simple. Rank plus uses plus modifier minus level.
And what do we say? And what do we learn?
How do we say and learn things? How have we not been able to learn anything from anybody?
Because we haven't even...
Did we learn from the thief?
I feel like I must be missing something.
I feel like that too.
Because there's no way that the beginning of this game is grinding for 8 hours until you can go to that castle.
Yeah, there's no way.
That doesn't even make sense.
Something has to be...
It's gotta be, yeah,
it's a random
there's gotta
encounter.
be some place that we can go.
There's gotta be something. Well, we went to that second building town. We went to a town. We went to a second town.
Yeah, but that maybe somebody we should talk to in that town? I don't know.
We should go back and re-explore. Maybe there is something that we missed.
That is true. We did find a whole other town that didn't give us new plots, so surely we missed something.
There's nothing there.
There's not.
Because we can't use the statues, right?
No. Dude, and that's why enemies flee so much, is because they know if they flee, you don't have a chance to get your skills
What a
up.
bunch of dicks! Why would you make all these hornets running away?
Because this whole thing,
This
this
thing
whole franchise
sucks.
started as a troll. Like, that's...
Yeah,
I
and it didn't
believe
stop. It didn't really
Didn't stop.
Alright, I mentioned an exploit above, which is well known to Final Fantasy II veterans. I do not believe it is necessary to play this game, and I do feel that its use is cheap and should be avoided, but as a quirk of the system, it seems worth mentioning.
We're about to learn what, in our opinion, is the only way to play through this game, is with this exploit. This guy who's saying it's not necessary
He's
is
insane.
crazy. Yeah.
Don't listen to him.
Attacks and magical spell use are counted as soon as you confirm the target, even if you cancel your next party member's action and specify a new action for the first character.
Oh.
You can select attack or a spell, target it, then cancel over and over to level these skills effortlessly.
Oh, well, yes, please.
It does take a while and is incredibly boring, but there it is.
I think it's
What is not boring?
He just described, like, how this game is fucked. And then he was like, don't exploit it. Because you should get
Because
the
you
honest
need to
experience. You're gonna
cancel
want that
those characters'
god-honest,
actions.
fucked-in-the-ass raw experience, you know?
Yeah, I too keep a giant spiked dildo in my closet that I call the God's honest truth. It's like a stegosaurus tail.
That's what you're gonna want. But hold on, so like if I do cure, and then I'm like, wait, no, aha, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
cure,
And then you're like, wait,
no,
wait, no. I think. Oh,
Okay.
God. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. It took us 2 hours to get to fuck this game. So yeah, and then undo that, and then do it again, and then you're gonna fight somebody. You're gonna do it again.
I mean, why not?
I don't know. Because it's not pure, Ryan.
Not doing it this way would take so long. I literally have no fucking idea what those estimates are talking about with how long to beat.
If you weren't using this exploit, I can't even fathom how long it would take you to level up some of the magic later in the game.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Because each battle, like let's say you're leveling up fire, and you use it twice in a battle. We go into a battle now, and through the cancel exploit, we use fire like 15 times,
Right.
and it still doesn't level
It still doesn't
up.
even come close.
So, man.
He told us not to do it.
Well, I mean, there's no way it's more boring and tedious than doing it the honest way.
Right? You enjoying this?
Yeah, this is my favorite thing.
Apparently, this is boring to do. What you're doing right now.
The guy who wrote the guide is right. It is boring to do. It's not fun. You select an item in a menu, and then you hit back, and then you select the item in the menu again and again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna be satisfied if all these numbers bump up really quick.
Would be nice. Okay, victory, 43 gil, the soul up, intelligence up. I don't know.
I can't tell if that worked
I
or
don't know
not.
what happened there. Bro, in order to have any chance of gaining HP after a battle, your HP at the end of battle must be at least 1/8 of its maximum value lower. Does that mean 7/8 or 1/8
I
than
think
it was at the beginning? Oh, you have to lose.
1/8 of your health.
Okay, that's if you have 800 maximum HP, you must lose at least 100 to have a chance to gain HP.
Right, so you have to attack yourself because you're not getting hurt that
You
much.
need to get at least 1/8 of your maximum down in order to... Okay.
Right, because I was like, she's getting
Jesus.
hit, it's not working, and then I punched her like once. It took her health down to half, and I got like 10 health points.
That's
out of
fucking
it.
so stupid.
The Empire's warship.
The chance of gaining HP increases for each 1/8 of your maximum HP you lose. So
It's just a chance that
it's
you'll
a chance
gain
that you'll
HP.
get more.
These fucking people have nothing to say.
It is often a good idea not to heal your characters during fights in which they take damage. So we're trying to use Cure, right? So that we can level up Cure. But we can't use Cure, because then nobody will ever...
Well, we gotta use
Grow
it
an
after
HP.
the battle.
The way this leveling system is set up, like, let's, for the sake of argument, say that it all worked great and didn't need to be exploited just to use it. It puts you in a situation where you're so concerned every battle with what's being leveled with every input that you can never even enjoy the game.
Yeah, there's nothing relaxing about grinding in this game.
Yeah, and you're like in a boss fight, and you're like, shit, I need to heal. And you're like, but if I heal, I'll literally gain nothing from this boss fight because I don't get the health points because my people will have healed. So you're constantly playing against yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to get off the right abilities. You're like, I don't need to use Blink, but if I don't use Blink, it'll never level up.
And on top of that, these fucking boss fights are hard.
Yeah, they're immediately... We're not even there yet, and we're already bitching about it.
I love this. You always gain HP equal to your stamina when your HP increases. Note that if stamina and HP increase after the same fight, you gain the HP before your stamina increases. Like, just as a little, like, you know, it's a little needle. It's one of 1,000 cuts. You gotta use your MP in order to gain MP. You gotta spend money to make money. Despite rumors, wearing heavy armor has no impact on strength increases.
Okay.
Rumors this guy was spreading earlier.
Yeah, that's the same website, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sweet dreams. There are many doorways in the dungeons in Final Fantasy II that lead to empty rooms. They look similar to treasure rooms, but there are no treasures, and they have an extremely high encounter rate. I refer to these as trap rooms.
Those of you who remember the Season 2 trapdoor dungeon, that makes a comeback in a big way, or was the originator of that in some way.
As they tend to have the most dangerous encounters in a given area. Generally, trap rooms have the same encounter lists as the bottom level of a particular dungeon. We're like, I feel like we're so far away from hitting a dungeon, but when we do, there's gonna be a lot of trap rooms.
Every
It's always-
idea on this list that they had for FF2 was a bad one.
I agree. As in Final Fantasy 1, Ryan, you can push B and select at the same time in the overworld to bring up the world map.
Okay, thanks for the reminder.
Which I had forgotten, and remember how much we complained about the world map not existing?
I do.
The game never actually mentions this feature. It's only available when you have the ring received from Scott. The map is an interesting globe display that scrolls around incredibly slowly. Like its predecessor, Final Fantasy II has more than its fair share of bugs. At least this time, most of the core combat mechanics work, if you want to put it that way.
I mean, I'm curing for no reason, because if I attack, it'll hurt me. Like, what the fuck, man?
I don't know. God, there's so many bugs. I'm scrolling past a lot of the dumb ones. Maybe I should take a peek into the walkthrough.
I'm not opposed.
In case just to make sure that we're not missing something. Because if the walkthrough opens and it's like, first thing you're gonna want to do is walk around forever and do nothing.
Yeah, let's take a peek at the beginning of that walkthrough.
Alright.
This is a major milestone for us.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't believe it took us this long.
To, like, use a walkthrough straight away.
Yeah, well, in particular with these old games where it's, like, intended to be played that way, kind of.
You know, I'm going to say probably we wouldn't do this for, like, 8 or 9, because I
Right.
think we'll just be able to move through those a little, but
Yeah.
whenever we do 3, I
might
wouldn't
be
hate it.
just using a walkthrough from Go.
Our fans are always telling us to do as much.
Learn the Wild Rose keyword from Princess Hilda. Did we learn that from her? Or
Yeah, she told us.
she told us, but do we have to, like, learn it?
Oh my god, I bet we do.
Right?
Yeah.
That little smack sound was literally you smacking your own forehead like,
Uh-huh.
oh, God, duh, learn.
Because that's the keyword.
The fucked up thing is, we talked to Hilda, she told us the password, but it wasn't a learnable thing yet. You have to talk to her again to make it learnable.
Because the prompt say learn item didn't pop up because it was like before we had control of our characters.
Don't go too far north or west or you'll be devastated by high rank monsters. Circle around to the pub and say Wild Rose to the barkeeper to find Scott, who gives you the ring before he passes away. With that, your work is done here.
The thing that sucks is, like, that's what we went to try to do.
Yeah,
because
originally.
the game told us to, and instead of being like, wait a minute, something's wrong here, we were supposed to talk to this guy, we were like, well, I guess we gotta level up until we can kill all these high-level enemies. Like that, we jumped immediately.
So, like, it must be utterly fucked.
It's really like in Nasubi, you know, when they, like, brought him to the finale, and it looks like he's gonna have to do the magazine thing again.
And then the house
And he
falls
just
apart.
takes his clothes off and starts filling out sweepstakes without anyone asking him to. Like, we're like, oh,
Yeah.
looking around the room going, I see what's going on
That's
here.
totally it. If you don't know what we're talking about, look up Nasubi on YouTube and have a great couple of hours.
I'm gonna stop reading because it said Scott, you have to talk to Scott and get the ring in order to see the world map. So obviously we were missing something.
Yeah.
Don't need to, okay, alright. Okay, well, okay.
We never would have figured that out.
We had to learn it. She told us it.
Yeah, but we didn't.
We have to learn it. I gotta pee. Learn it. Learn it.
Dude.
Learn it.
Oh my god.
So we go back and talk to Princess Hilda, and this time there's like a big sound effect and a key word where, like, in brackets it says Wild Rose.
Yeah, anytime you're talking to someone and they have words in brackets, that's a word you can grab and use for yourself later.
That's learnable.
So it looks like when we can learn something, it's in brackets.
Got it.
And now we have this to say.
And now we can say Wild Rose to people. And you can go to the bartender who we talked to. Hey, look at it this way. You've leveled up and we understand the game's mechanics better, and now we can move forward. We can do a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
The idea that the wall was that hardcore right there was pretty nuts.
We'll see. I mean, who knows what comes after that?
Who knows what comes after that, but, like, I feel a lot of relief actually being like, there's no, like...
I had a feeling we were missing something.
We were. I almost want spaghetti and meatballs from
Oh, I would eat some spaghetti and meatballs.
the Hard Times.
Yeah, that was good.
I ordered from there like
Can we get a
8
salad
times.
also?
And, yeah, they have a pretty good salad. The guy is gonna be like, again, huh? Like in the last week and a half,
I wonder
I've
if-
like
Yeah.
4 or 5 times. To the point where the last time I opened the door, I said, hello again. And he was like, nice to see you.
It's nice that it's the same guy.
He's been delivering here for years. He loves Haley. He's seen Haley since she was a little puppy. I'm pretty happy we have something to do.
I mean, it doesn't change how brutal this game sounds like it's gonna be.
Should I just get 2 orders of spaghetti and meatballs?
Yeah, sounds good.
Caesar salad?
Yeah, that's fine. Like, so much went up in that fight because I did it like that.
I think you should not worry about that until we progress a little bit. And then we can...
I think we gotta worry about it all the time.
I think you're right. Just trying to suggest that maybe it'll be easier to worry about if we're fighting slightly harder enemies where you can use more shit.
Maybe.
Because if the battles are longer, you can go through more MP. You can go through an eighth of the MP within the battle.
This continues happening where I'm like, why don't you level along the way? And you're like, why don't I level right here? And I'm like, because I don't know. I don't know.
I am
don't wanna-
leveling along the way.
I know.
It's like the thing that sucks so much is if you're not paying attention to it, you're losing the opportunity to level.
These are my suggestions. They're dumb. I don't know what I'm talking about. This game sucks. The game was released 1 day less than a year after the first game came out. Wow.
So that's why it's busted, is they didn't even, like, test this shit. They just built it and did it, and it was done.
In April of 1989, the game was novelized by its original scenario writer Kenji Terada with the title Final Fantasy II Muma no Maikyu, which is the Labyrinth of Nightmares.
Oh, that doesn't bode well.
It was only published in Japan.
Check it out, I'm about to say.
So we make it back to Finn, the occupied town,
We go through to the pub and we talk to the pub owner.
and we tell him Wild Rose.
We can say it now.
Wild
Say
Rose.
the Wild Rose. Oh, it's you. There's a passage behind this wall. A dying soldier is waiting inside.
Say.
Wild Rose.
Say.
Wild Rose.
Wild Rose. Wild Rose.
Can you learn? Ooh. We're in a secret passageway. Behind the bar. Progress!
This is quite the secret passage.
This is huge. Treasures. You got a potion. You procured it. Another one. 3 of them.
So there's a guy in a bed here in the secret passageway in Finn.
You gonna turn me over to the Empire? I'd rather die than live that fate. Wild Rose.
Oh, the rebellion. I am Scott of the Cashwan.
I do love it's very much like Dougie Jones. Wild Rose.
Dougie Jones. So you're Scott. Gordon told us you were captured by the Empire. Yes, I won't last much longer. Please answer a dying man's last request. Cough. Tell my brother Gordon he has a splendid talent and to have more pride in himself.
Okay.
Tell the king of Finn the reason Finn was taken was that Duke Borgin betrayed
Duke
us.
Borgin. He's now a general for the Empire. Duke Borgin.
As for Hilda, I love her. Wait, do not tell her that. I'm nearly gone. She should forget about me. She deserves to fall in love again.
Okay.
No. Take this ring. It was to be our engagement ring. I'm so tired. Let me rest now. Received the
We
ring.
got the ring. Can you learn the ring?
Learn.
Nothing to
Say.
learn. Wild Rose.
Oh no. Fucking
Oh, you
shit.
did it. You shouldn't have
Oh,
said
God damn
Dougie
it.
Jones.
You said Wild Rose to him again, so he's giving us the whole speech. But yeah, we've made progress. We got the ring now.
Yeah.
It's kind of remarkable. I was really scared there for a minute.
Dougie Jones.
We received the ring again. Item.
He's gone.
He disappeared from the bed?
Yeah, he's dead now. That's what happens when you die.
You disappeared.
Disappear. Wait, so now on the world map, I should hypothetically...
Get yourself to save.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not strong enough to talk to any of these
No,
fuckers.
no, definitely not.
It's a good thing they don't, notice you. Now that you... What is the ring?
We can see the world map now.
Okay, but that's it.
That's... He didn't even... Like, what now?
That's what I mean.
now?
That's what I mean. What is the ring actually for?
I don't know.
And that's where we're going to leave this big episode.
That's the beginning of Final Fantasy II.
Oh, man.
You wake up, an empire is destroying the world.
There's some rebels.
It's,
You join them.
yeah, you say Wild Rose. You learn and you say,
A lot of the ways that things are blocked off is because there are werewolves and other scary
it's
wizards.
a big
ogres.
thing in this game, much bigger than in the first one. I felt like pathed you through the world in a pretty clear way. This one, there's some fields that you take a step into and you just get killed, and you just got to remember where that invisible line is.
And that's a path that's
Yeah.
being created for you.
So,
But we made it through Finn's secret stealth part.
yeah. And for as much as this game sucks, I'll just give the props here to they tried to do some new mechanical
did try
things.
a
like,
lot of things.
sneaking around town. That's not a terrible idea.
And I would say, in comparison to the first one, which is just a D&D game as a video game, this
Yeah.
is a Final Fantasy game. This is taking that D&D format that they had before, doing some really stupid shit with it under the hood, but structurally and on the surface kind of being this is the first real story that we're gonna tell.
Yeah, they do actually try to tell a story, and for us, it's super hard to pay attention to just because it's
Well, this was hours and hours of gaming that was reduced to this episode.
yeah, and then you get 2 or 3 lines about oh, I'm related to this person, and that's my sister, and I'm dying,
and
it's
I'm
our
like, I don't-
engagement ring, and you're
I
like,
don't remember who any of these people
don't know-
are.
yeah, I don't know what you're
Gordon's
talking
my
about.
brother. Jesus.
But yeah, they really swung for the fences with this one.
Yeah.
That leveling system, I just hate it so much.
We're
going to talk more about how much we hate it.
We're going to talk about that for a long time. I hope you like hearing us complaining about this leveling system.
Yeah. On the, more complimentary side, I kind of like the say learn item thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's obviously not how you want to handle dialogue choices, but it is kind of neat that in a rudimentary way, learning something in one part of the world changes what you can say to other people.
In a very rudimentary way. That's
That's more like collecting an item than learning something. But
yeah, because we had heard Wild Rose already. We had already learned it. Like, you and I,
watching
as
back
gamers.
on that, the fact that they don't use that moment to tutorialize that system is fucking bad. Because she says Wild Rose, but it's not in a dialogue where you can learn anything.
So you would think that you would be able to say it, and that it. Anyway,
They haven't even had anyone explain to you that you got to talk to everyone more than once yet. And
You do.
you do though.
You're gonna need to talk to people more than once. Oh, before we go, are you ready to call in the copy boy and see if we've got any messages?
Copy boy.
Copy boy, come in.
Copy. Oh, here he comes.
He's got a message. Thank you, copy boy. I will read the message now. Are you spending a lot of time indoors? Why not grab a good book? Flesh and Stone by Drew West is a debut novel that started life as a D&D campaign. It is set in the theological empire of Aerulin, where a long-standing peace is coming to an end as a child emperor falls under the control of a mysterious visitor to the capital. The story centers on 3 strangers who find themselves pulled into the conflict and find that it goes much deeper than anyone realizes. It's inspired heavily by the author's upbringing playing JRPGs like Final Fantasy, Breath of Fire, and Xenogears. But it also incorporates his love for the works of David Cronenberg and H.P. Lovecraft, as things escalate way beyond the standard fantasy trappings set up at the outset. It is available on Amazon in paperback and in Kindle form. Find out what it means to stand tall when the weight of history falls upon you.
That sounds great.
That sounds like a great novel.
I love how many writers get in touch with their
this
novels.
is awesome. Yeah. Drew West, it's his first novel. I mean, it started as a D&D campaign, and now it becomes like an H.P. Lovecraft and Cronenberg-inspired JRPG story. That sounds so super cool.
I also love fiction that comes out of D&D, so I think that would be a lot of fun.
Go over to Amazon and get it.
Yeah, you're locked inside, probably, still.
Yeah.
We don't know when this comes out, but
It's coming
Get a
out
book.
like mid-June.
okay.
We know now.
Oh.
Thank you so much to Drew West for that message. And take it away, copy boy. Take the message back to your little copy room.
He comes with his own room.
Get yourselves a copy boy. And if you're interested in a copy message, they're $25 a piece. They're $25 a piece.
Well, that's an expensive peach.
Just email nocappodcast@gmail.com with the subject line copy message or whatever you want, and we'll make it happen. We do payments through PayPal, so the message could be whatever you want.
Yeah.
And with that, give us a rating and a review.
Yeah, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever else you listen to podcasts that allows rating and reviewing. Huge thank you and shout out to our Patreon supporters.
We would not be doing this without you.
And as much as we dislike this game, we still very much enjoy making the show, and we enjoy making extra bonus content for all of you.
Yeah. Support the show at patreon.com/nocat.
Yeah.
You can get the video version if you want to see what this game looks like.
Yeah, we also have some playthroughs up of the compilation stuff from Final Fantasy VII.
Yep. There's a lot of bonus content.
A lot of bonus episodes, of which we'll be making more coming up.
Coming in the coming up. More bonus. Also, t-shirts and mugs. We have the Haley design. It's a beautiful, like, Final Fantasy style design with my dog, a drawing of my dog Haley by BetterLegends.com's Skullboy. So go get those t-shirts and mugs, as well as the This Is a Mistake Legacy tee from Season 1, both on the shirt and the mug, as well as the logo. So those are available at Etsy.com.
And,
As well as you can get it on the Patreon. By supporting us that way, we'll send you a mug or a shirt.
And, if you have questions or concerns, feel free to hit us up on Twitter.
Yep, we're at NoCap Podcast on Twitter. and Facebook
and
Instagram.
That's also where we post about. Sometimes we like to stream video games.
That's right. We
that
do.
That are not Final Fantasy for the most part.
Except for Final Fantasy VII, we did the remake.
We did the remake, and we'll probably do some others. But we play other stuff, and we do it just for fun. You can come hang out at Twitch.
Twitch.tv/NoCatPodcast. And with that, here's a little no one can know about this dessert.
Mm-hmm.
It's a clip. Enjoy.
We just eat audio now.
And then, you know, the Dame Judi Dench with a marvelous mane.
You mean fur coat?
Well, like that, she had like the big, like, mane of hair around her chin. Since she's the oldest cat.
Named Deuteronomy.
And this fucking songs, Deuteronomy is not a fun word to hear sung over. It doesn't... Oh, man. And I got the idea that she had been the Jellicle choice, like, some dozens of times over. She's, like, hundreds
Oh, you think that she's, like,
She's
been reincarnated?
reborn. Yeah, that's why they all treat her like this god
Do you
cat.
know who the... Does she get reborn as, like, Deuteronomy again? And they're like, look at the kitty, Deuteronomy.
Well, we don't know, because we didn't get to see what happened to the cat that was chosen.
When it disappeared.
She got in a hot air balloon and sailed into the sky.
What the fuck? What are we gonna
Ramp
do? How do we
closed.
get on the ramp? The ramp is closed.